Elementos is developing tin projects globally, and we're focused on the tin market because we see that the metal is going to be in demand and with strong demand in the next 10 years, and we see that as the backbone of an operating mining company. So we're looking to be producing 5,000 tonnes a year of tin by 2025 and generating dividends for our shareholders. And we see this tin space as being unloved and with a lot of upside.
Elementos has 2 wholly owned tin projects on its books, both with large resource bases and significant exploration potential. The first project, Oropesa, is located in mining-friendly Spain, while the second project, Cleveland, is in Tasmania. The successful development of these projects could see Elementos become a major global tin producer, just as stock levels of this metal continue to tighten. Joining me to discuss more is Executive Director Chris Dunks. Chris, welcome to TCN TV.
Thank you for having me on this morning.
Now, an economic study issued by Elementos in May this year indicated the company's Oropesa tin project in Spain was both high grade and low cost.
Yes.
How big is the drill program at this project, and what do you hope will come of it?
We currently plan 50 holes, and that number of holes is a little bit dynamic at the moment as we work through various discoveries or confirm the mineralisation that we expect is there. So coming out of this will be a new resource upgrade. We're looking at larger tonnes, and we're also looking to identify surface material down to the existing ore body. So that has a big effect on your economic model, looking at stripping ratio. So really it's looking at then taking that resource, new resource, and then how do we then define the project as far as number of years, tonnage, etc. So it's pretty exciting.
Absolutely. And look, Chris, Elementos recently also released some findings from 6 drill holes undertaken at Oropesa in October, as you mentioned. Can you go into more detail over what they reveal?
I can't really go into a lot of detail because we haven't released the assays to market yet, but our release did talk about visible mineralisation in the drilling that we've done to date. And we also have, we put a hole into what's called an IP anomaly. So it's geophysics, which gives us an indication that there may be tin present. And so we put a drill hole into that area at 600 metres northwest of the existing ore body, and we found a semi-massive sulphide. So that update will come to market imminently. We have material being assayed at the moment.
So a 50-hole drill program at Oropesa is currently a work in progress. After its completion, what are the next steps in really the process towards delivery of value catalysts?
So our permitting process is ongoing. The drilling activity that we're doing right now will be contributing to that permitting process, but that's a parallel path that we're tracking. We will have a JORC upgrade, measured and indicated resource, because we're converting our inferred resource to indicated. So that then gives us the bigger resource. And then that also then drives the DFS, which will become a bankable document as well. It ends up being a BFS because we need to meet the financing requirements of that document. So a lot of these things are actually going in parallel. So as we finish the drilling, we'll feed into the permitting, it feeds into the JORC, it feeds into the DFS process. So they're really going in parallel, but once the drilling's finished, then we can focus all of our attention on those other activities.
Okay, Chris, and what are the current projected timeframes to deliver on key elements of this strategy?
So drilling, we're looking early 2021 to complete the drilling program. If we don't extend it by another 10, 15, 20 holes for the various reasons I talked about earlier. DFS, we're looking at through next year, through 2021 completion. And we're currently actually identifying and finalising our environmental permitting process schedule. So that will come out to market in the short term. We'll be able to tell the market exactly what's happening with that. It's a topic that's of great interest in Spain for various reasons. So we're working hard on that one. So we should be able to inform the market soon on where that's going.
Okay, and Elementos also owns the Tasmania-based Cleveland Tin Project, which previously operated as an underground mine from the late 1960s to mid 1980s. What is the company doing to unlock potential value in this project?
We're actually working on that right now. We are looking at various funding options around Cleveland, but we certainly have a work plan and a work program that we're looking to implement very soon on Cleveland, but it's just really around funding. So we're talking to a number of different parties at the moment on Cleveland and how we can contribute, how they can contribute, and how we can actually push that ahead to a similar position that we are with Oropesa. I mean, we've always looked at Cleveland as being about a year behind Oropesa from a development cycle perspective, but you know, we're still very excited about Cleveland. That'll be out into the market imminently about what we're doing with Cleveland.
And finally, Chris, while global electronics, communications, IT, renewable energy, even electric vehicle groups have demanded increased tin over recent years, the supply of the metal has really failed to meet this demand uplift. To what extent do you really believe the quality of tin mined perhaps fallen away, and where is new supply of this metal going to come from in the years ahead?
Well, we've seen a reduction in grade across projects, and there's actually very few projects being developed in the tin space. There's been, I think maybe Oropesa was the most recent tin discovery, and that was back in the mid-2000s. So there is a lack of new mine development. I think Elementos and Oropesa in Cleveland, we're in a great position because of the projects that we have and where we're at in the development cycle. And we see our coming into production marrying up with an increase in the tin price, which gives us really, really strong margins. But new supply, well, it's going to come from us. It's going to come from a couple of projects in Africa. There are some projects in the early stages in Australia. But to be honest with you, it's actually very hard to see where much future, beyond that, where future supply is going to come from. The traditional suppliers of tin to the global market, China and Indonesia with the major scale, so they're still supplying tin into the market. I believe that the Indonesian volumes have reduced over the recent years, and also coming out of South America has reduced. So it's actually a bit of an unknown. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the marketplace with the supply demand dynamics and the pricing changes and challenges that occurs over the next few years. People have been talking about it for the last 10 years, and it hasn't really come to pass that tin's gone to $30,000 a tonne. But we'll see over the next few years what actually happens when there'll be a real supply reduction and demand will continue to rise, as you talked about.
Look, Chris, thank you for the insights today, and all the best for your strategy in the year ahead.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time this morning.
And thank you for watching. Now, if you like what you see, please be sure to like and share the video, or drop us a comment. Tell us who you would like to see next and what you would like me to ask them. Or if you're an investor, send us an email so we can keep you in the loop with the latest ideas to empower.